There are 1,786 volunteer fire districts throughout New York State with approximately 110,000 responders. Not one of them gets a paycheck. There's no money or fame. They work hard. They have families with a couple of kids, wives, parents, and grandparents to take care of. You may be wondering what it is that pulls them in and keeps them there to answer the call time and time again. Well, it's things like family, tradition, community, generations of legacy, and of course, drill team racing. Race for Glory, the story of drill team racing.
Drill team racing is basically a competitive firefighting skill.
It's basically a competition amongst other fire departments in our basic skills. You can't get any more basic than climbing a ladder, putting a hose together, hitting a target with water.
Even though they're going down the track at a certain amount of speed, it's still the same concept of going down the street and hooking the hose to the hydrant and bringing the hose to the fire and putting the fire out.
But there's no place in the country that does what we do, with the speed and the trucks specifically built for racing.
So to give you an idea what we do, we have a 6,000-pound truck, 4 men on the back of it, with a 25-foot ladder. They must go 150 feet. Now they're running 50 foot as fast as they can. They go down another 100 foot, take the ladder off the back of the truck, put it in the ground. The man must touch the 3rd rung, climb 25 feet, and grasp and hold in under 5 seconds.
You're going 70 miles an hour down the track, we're slowing down to about 20 or 30, then you have to get off and climb on top of this ladder and have it hit the ground. It's not the easiest thing in the world.
The major tournaments consist of 8 events. There are more in the rule book, but the Big 8 are required for a state-sanctioned tournament. In B ladder, 4 men hang off the truck holding a 25-foot aluminum ladder with one hand and the truck with the other. The 2 diggers are barely off the truck before they dive to the ground with a spiked end, while the 3rd throws the other end of the ladder towards the arch. The 4th man climbs the ladder to grasp and hold the top rung for time. The difference between B and C ladder is the truck, the distance of the starting line from the arch, and the speed. The C truck reaches speeds of over 70 miles an hour before slamming on the brakes to make the drop. The game's over in under 9.3 seconds. Three men run from points 50, 75, and 100 feet to a 25-foot wooden service ladder secured to an arch. All 3 climb the ladder. The first 2 must touch the top rung. The 3rd has to grasp and hold to stop the clock. Don't blink. To score in this contest, you're going to have to do it all in under 6.5 seconds.
Nice job, boys.
Efficiency. 8 men stand on a line 50 feet from the hydrant. As they charge down the track, 2 men couple 3 lengths of hose while the hydrant man slaps the coupling on and the stick man starts the water. The team drags the hose down the track to a target 175 feet away. All that happens on the fly in about 9 seconds. In B hose, the truck starts 150 feet from the first drop, where the anchor man and hydrant man get off. The truck takes off again and drops the other 2 guys at the nozzle line. The breaker man breaks coupling, and the nozzle man attaches the nozzle to trip the target, stopping the clock at about 8 seconds. C hose is the same event with a faster truck and a longer run. That contest is over in under 13 seconds. Motor pump. With 11 men aboard, the B truck starts 75 feet from the hydrant where 2 men leap off and connect a suction hose. The driver throws the truck into pump and guns the engine, blasting water through the hose at 300 gallons per minute at a pressure of 160 pounds per square inch. That's enough pressure to hit a target over 100 feet away or blow 2 grown men completely across the track. Bucket Brigade, or Buckets, has roots in the earliest organized firefighting in New York. As early as the 1600s, the Dutch colony of New Amsterdam, which is now Lower Manhattan, created a mandate. Every home and every business in the colony must have on premises a leather bucket. In case of fire, everyone would grab their bucket and run down to what is now known as New York Harbor, or the nearest well, to bring water to the fire. At tournaments, it's done much the same way, but drill team racing uses a barrel on top of an arch instead of fire. It takes the work of 12 men to move 45 gallons of water to the top of the arch in less than 25 seconds.
It's a matter of pride.
Festa?
Yep.
Dano?
Yo.
Maddie?
Let's do it.
Christian?
Yep.
Bobby?
Hello.
AJ? Mikey? Couple men, feet on the line. Set the clocks. Is everybody ready? Hydrant, couple, nozzle, mark, set.
With years, sometimes even generations of dedication to the same department, these guys are more than just members of a team. They're part of a legacy and a long line of tradition.
What does it mean to be a snail? It means to be part of a great organization that's been here a long time and hopefully be here a lot longer.
I have a hard time visualizing Lindenhurst Fire Department without a drill team.
There's no one in the world that someone could be the captain of the Snails except for me right now. That makes me proud.
You know, and there's a lot of other great teams out there, but, you know, I guess I just have too much personal history here. You know, it's, the Snails are the only ones I ever knew. It's the only ones I ever wanted to run for. The coaching is not easy. I was never a whiz at it. When I raced, I probably didn't pay attention too much to my coaches, but I sit back and I reflect on what they taught me, and I really learned a lot. I just didn't know it. Come off.
He's not happy
You're pulling it, and you come off. Once you step off, now you're going forward. So that's the idea. You still have to pull a little bit to get off. That gets you off.
Well, pretty much, I couldn't tell you what happened. All I know is I came off the truck, and it was the best thing I ever did in my life.
Some of the things that I've experienced over the years, I will try and pass on to them a little bit better, a little clearer. So if you can bring him in another 5 or 10 feet, perfect.
Tommy's an excellent coach. He knows what he's talking about. He's been around a long time. He's basically run every spot there is to run.
Go! Atta boy. Nice job. Yeah. There's a way to do it and a way not to do it. The first run was a little off. The second run was really the way that we want him to drive it. But you have to realize doing 70 miles an hour and trying to key off on 2 orange cones and then hitting a line that's doing 30 miles an hour is pretty hard to pick up.
Tommy's great. Tommy ran ladders, Tommy ran hose, Tommy drove. So Tommy knows all around, you know, buckets he used to run. He knows what he's doing.
My first time out, I'm hitting a target. It had to be beginner's luck. Beginner's luck I had. I was hitting it. And then all of a sudden, it was like I started losing it. Losing it, missing the target over here, up, washing it. And then you're getting, come on, you suck, boss, you suck. You don't do that, man.
That's the hardest, position
you don't do that to somebody. You know, you missed the target. We'll get him next time, Mike. That's not you suck. You don't bring a teammate down like that. You can't do that.
You don't get
because then your confidence goes like this, and that's when you really start fucking up.
Because I know AJ, even Howard, Mikey will throw his helmet. Or everybody's going to vent in different ways. I don't think the team looked at it as too negative, you know. Yeah, we don't want everybody to do that, but sometimes you have to vent that way, and that's what they do.
Tempers flare and they can, on and off the track in different situations, but it always means sticking together for me.
With the training, we have to always look out for one another, and we teach them that from the beginning, always looking out for one another.
It's like one big brotherhood. Everybody's together. Everybody, you know, something goes wrong, something happens, anything, family-wise, anything like that. You know, all those guys are always there to help. All you got to do is ask.
Even the college fraternity can't hold a stick to these guys here. I mean, when somebody's down and out in the racing business, the other guys are there to pick them up. No, it's not like you kick the guy in the shins and tell him get off the truck or something. Everybody sticks together. It's a brotherhood.
Everyone looks out for each other, except for, you know, race day's race day. Everyone's friends till they start running the first event. Then it's all bets are off till after the tournament.
Rotating captains to the right. Rotating captains only to the right.
The first tournament is in early June, but teams start practicing in March or April. To be at the top of their game, they work on their trucks and techniques all year long. 30 or so teams will attend an area event. 60 or 70 will load their trucks and equipment and drive up to 600 miles to a state tournament. At the events, a team will sell tickets for admission or food and refreshments to raise funds to offset the costs of fielding a racing team.
Don't forget, this is our money maker. We're here to make money, help out your companies, and we'll have fun today.
There we go!
I didn't like it. I slipped. I don't know what I did. I couldn't even tell you what I did.
Here we go.
Wrong footing when I got to the ladder, I guess.
I'm feeling not bad today. Everything's going all right. I don't know. I got to see. I think I might have dropped them a little too short. I think they had to walk in a little bit, so we'll see.
I'm going. Will he please get to the top?
Good job. Howard, nice job. You were, time for the head. You were down under, then you got caught in tight. I know we changed things since Thursday. Oh yeah, no, it was fine. It's only going to get better. But you got stuck in this spot. You didn't have it up. Okay, so you got jammed in here and in too tight, and you never had that shot to get a good mount on it. Okay? It'll come. Good job.
It was good for us, yeah. Got a new climber, new digger on the ground. It was good. I mean, you've seen what we do. I mean, it wasn't that. We're happy with it.
think I had him over the yellow line too much. They were too deep.
Dropped too deep. Ladder was just straight up. It was actually on an incline coming back this way. So it's kind of hard to climb.
Because when he pulls away, it's still in the fucking rack.
I know. He fucking bus stopping us. Like I said, when you go to get out of the way, it's just the ladder's we're not coming out. We're getting off at the yellow line, and it's boom.
Right.
And it's just.
Why is
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
So we get rid of the weight and put the handles on it and change the angle of the ladder rack. That ladder rack's been since 1970. That's our problem.
And we're both going down at the same time, so it's not like I'm pulling him any further.
Yeah, but the truck and the weight's pulling him. See them? There's no weight, there's nothing on it. And you know what he did? He took the ladder rack in the hands just like this and it went down like that. There's nothing to it, you know? They don't have to sit there and pump that weight.
And we gotta do it Monday.
You gotta do this.
It's ridiculous. I got off all week.
This first place. Nice run.
We're gonna switch the ladder rack around on the C truck. See if we can make things faster. Get the weight off of the ladder so it doesn't pull us further. So we can go straight down to the ground.
Well, I'm strong enough to do yours, so you goddamn weak. That's the problem.
I'm a midget, so I don't weigh nothing.
You know what we'll do? We'll put the weight on you.
Yeah.
Tell you like a 40-pound bag.
We'll take a 45-pound plate from the gym and tape it to my back. That'll fix it.
Hey, not too bad. We were a little deep. We came a little deep. It was a little hot in here for us, but overall, we'll take it for the first day.
What the hell happened to the water?
Right. Because our normal water through the hose is 4.8. And that was like a 5.3. Big time. But it kinked underneath him. Oh. But it was like he didn't blow off when he got the nozzle. So it was just completed the run.
The rules of the contest is everybody with brass in their hands, a coupling or a nozzle or a hydrant adapter, must have their foot on the line. He didn't have his foot on the line, so it's automatic, no time. Never mind that he blew out and it wasn't going to matter anyway. When they said coupling, man, I thought it was me and my foot was on the line.
For most of these guys, racing is a way of life. But keeping this sport alive isn't easy. Like many other departments, the Snails have a shortage of manpower. The guys who do race are either rookies or ready to retire from competition. In fact, they were worried whether or not they'd have enough men to field a team at all this season.
It's the first time I can remember in 19 years that we didn't run all 8 events.
We were short the beginning of the season, so we never really got motor pump and buckets off the ground.
Normally we'd have a ton of guys to run that, because those are the team events where you need more than 8 guys to run. And we weren't running, we couldn't, we didn't have the guys.
The new
He just broke the record in pump. So now they're going to measure the hose and check its fuel.
They weigh it, they check the gas, they check all the seals, make sure the engine hasn't been pulled apart since it was first inspected.
Trucks are inspected at the beginning of each season by the area mechanic. They are tagged and sealed to prevent teams from making changes to the motor without the inspector knowing. If the team breaks a record, the truck is immediately checked out. If the seal is broken, they are disqualified from the run, no questions asked.
This year we had New Hyde Park, broke a record in pump. What we have to do is we have to check their fuel, make sure it's up to par. There's a limit in the book, on a rule book. Also, you got to reweigh the truck.
Well, we have records in New York State, and New Hyde Park just came down in a motor pump contest, and they broke the record in New York State. The record of they'll be getting a time in a couple seconds from the timing truck, and you have to go through all their equipment, measure everything, their overall length of their hoses and the inside diameter of their pump and all that kind of stuff, and everything checked out right to New York State standards, and they have a New York State record now.
The results of the motor pump contest. In first place with 5 points and a new state record of 5.54 seconds, the New Hyde Park Termites.
In the early days, volunteer firemen came from the ranks of tradesmen, craftsmen, and artisan. They were rough men who weren't afraid of risk. Proud and adventurous, they harbored a fondness for community, tradition, and danger. It's no different today.
I love being in the fire department. I love working I work for the village too. I get to go to calls during the day. It's a great experience.
That's the main thing. We're here to fight fires. I mean, our team are all firemen. You look around at the guys here, there are our top-notch firemen in the department, barring a few. They're the guys who are the go-to guys. They're in their first line in the basement on their bellies, that type of stuff. So
you don't go, oh, I'm not answering that call. You get up and go because you care. The guys that race are usually the guys that care.
Nassau and Suffolk County, one of the most populated areas in the country. More people in Nassau and Suffolk County than some states have. And nobody gets paid for fire protection. And a lot of this was done through racing teams, through guys competing.
It's a hard thing to put aside the time to do what you have to do to be a fireman, never mind the training with the hazmat and the bloodborne pathogens and the basic fire school and advanced fire school and PAC qualifications and it's ongoing as far as training goes. You're volunteering to be a professional is basically what it comes down to. Being in a department for 26 years now, I got 2 saves. I've pulled 2 people out of buildings, and I'm sure they don't care whether or not I'm a volunteer or paid. The guys that are here are good firemen, and that's what this is about. I mean, it all stems, without the fire department, there is no racing. Without racing, a lot of these guys wouldn't be in the fire department.
I think racing does get people to join the department. There's a few people here that came down, saw racing, and joined the fire department. And they're a big asset now to the department and to racing.
I actually enjoy fighting fires. I like going. I'm in the hook and ladder company. I enjoy going on the roof of a fire and venting and going up in the bucket and doing what I have to do. But I enjoy the racing, and I think it's my duty almost to carry through and follow this team so nothing happens to it.
It's important to preserve the legacy of what this is. There's a lot of years of racing, whether you call it back in 1890s with their old hand carts or with their hand pumpers to what it is today. It's something that's grown for a long time that's totally unique to us. Nowhere in the world does this happen but here.
The original part of it, racing business, it wasn't racing at the time, it was fighting for a hydrant in the city. The companies would fight each other to get to the hydrant first, because whoever got the water on the fire first, they were getting paid from the outfit who had their insignia on the front of the building.
If 2 companies pulled in, at the same time, there would be pitched battles in the street to get the water to put out the fire so that they could receive the subsidy. The volunteer firemen loved to parade their apparatus. Their apparatus were highly decorated, they were gilded, they had brass and copper, and so therefore the competitiveness was out in the parade.
Drill team racing has its origins in parading. Volunteer departments would parade their fire apparatus through a community to recruit new volunteers, to show pride, and to show off. Drills were often run after the parades as a way to train and to keep their volunteers in shape. One of the earliest accounts of competition was recorded in the Long Island Daily Star Journal on September 11th, 1885. The Steinway Hose Company took the parade award for their handsome carriage, with Tiger Hose Company No. 8, Long Island City, coming in second. After the parade, drill competitions were held, including a 200-yard hose run. Tiger Hose Company won this event with a time of 24 seconds. Much slower than today, but with elaborate hand-pulled carts and full-dress uniforms, it was more style than speed.
Lindenhurst is 125 years old, the Breslau Engine Company. And they started competing, they didn't have even horses, they pulled the carts. So they had a hose cart that they pulled, and they had a ladder, a four-wheel vehicle, looked like bicycle tires, and it had ladders on it. Then it got to where they used trucks, and they used a regular hook and ladder truck. At that time, a regular ladder truck was a service truck. It was a long truck with ladders on it. It wasn't those things we have today. And they used that in competition. They would take the booster line, and they would have a barrel that, with a big funnel on it, and they would have to fill up the barrel, and they had a pipe coming out the side of it. The water had to come out of the pipe, and they used regular hose trucks, regular ladder trucks, and they competed with them.
Back in the days, it probably had a lot more to do with firefighting, because back in the day, firefighting was a lot simple. You got your truck or your hand engine there, found a water source, stuck a nozzle in the window, and put the fire out.
We run with the tools of the trade. We use ladders, we use hoses, we use nozzles, we use hydrants, we use pumps. Are they anything like we go to fires with? No. Anyone who thinks they are is. It started that way, but then everybody got better.
We've continued to improve it, fine-tune it. I don't know if we're going to get it any faster than the way we run it now, but me, I'm okay with that. We've been running it the same way that our fathers and grandfathers have run it, which is, to me, pretty cool.
It's all the same families, and it's their grandfathers. Our guy who climbs for us now, his grandfather ran the team for the Redskins in the 40s, and now he's running. It's like, it's really such a family affair.
Four of my uncles did it. My dad used to do it, and one of my uncles right now is doing it on the big guys team.
My grandfather was a fireman. My father is in the engine company. My brother was an ex-captain in the engine company. My grandmother's brothers were in the fire department.
Two of my uncles are chiefs, and I have a lot of family in the department.
I got two sons, both in North Belmore. One climbs, the other drives.
This will be my 17th season racing. My father raced for 17 years before me, and my grandfather raced for 17 years before him.
Growing up, you see your father be a volunteer fireman, and you enjoy that whole atmosphere, and your friends that you grow up with. I raced in the junior fire department, so a lot of my friends that I raced with in the junior fire department, we all ended up joining the fire department.
Come on!
I started with the Junior Snails when I was 9 years old, influenced by my father, who was a member of the department in the rescue company for many years at that point.
My dad was in the fire department, so I thought it'd just be fun to join and have fun.
I like racing, and like a lot of my family's in a fire department, so I wanted to be with it too. So I decided to join this.
I joined the team because I want to be a part of the juniors and a part of the fire department.
I don't know, it seems cool. Like I always came to the older guys while they ran, and it looks cool. I always want to be on the old team, and I want to be in the department when I'm 18.
Because I want to save some lives and beat the heck out of fire. It's not for the fame and all that. It's just because I really, really want to be a good person in my life.
Now car mark set.
Basically, I would say 90% of our team comes off the juniors.
We got to help, the kids out too, because they're hopefully our future membership.
Joey, right off the juniors, he was with us last year for a 17-year-old. He turned 18. Our department has a rule, you got to be 18 to get off the trucks. So he turned 18, and 2 days later, he's digging.
This is going to be his first run. Oh, he'll do good. Digging isn't hard. You just got to hold on and go to the ground. Good job.
You held that in?
How was it?
It was fun.
Like the empty 3-liter.
Is it what you expected?
Nah, a lot better. Yeah. It was just a lot quicker than I thought it would ever be. I was just sitting on the sides watching it. It looks like it's going slower. Joey, his first run on a beat truck, I was riding next to him. I said, Joey, I said, remember, when you're ready to get off, you push with your hands. Okay, and then you just step off the truck. Well, he forgot the first part, did the second part, and then he held on. And we dragged him 10 feet, ripped his knee, ripped his sneakers. That was his first run. It was like, all right, the second run was a little bit better. He got off and he leaned forward, you know, so he was catching up to the truck. Third one, he had it. We have a young team. We have, you know, guys that need to put maybe another year, another 2 years worth of running together just to build up that camaraderie and eliminate some of their mistakes.
They screw up, well, you screwed up too. You know, and then you got to fix the problem. There is no individual things in this contest.
It's about having the best ladder climber, best driver. You know, 2 diggers and a thrower that are working all together that'll win with a good truck.
What the hell happened here? Look at this. Fucking front end broke again.
And we try to get the trucks back into shape when they break down. And this year was a very bad year for our trucks breaking down. The C truck had a problem with its spindle. Also, the B truck also, we lost the wheel on it in the front end.
Yeah, it's just a mounting bracket for the upper control arm. That's all that is.
Yeah.
And that's what tore on it.
Eric, is everything we're looking at?
We went through a lot with our trucks this year. A lot. A lot more than I've seen in a long time. As soon as we started getting together, a wheel would fall off or the engine would start knocking or something would happen.
Oh well.
Well, we've only been saying it's been leaking for what, a month now?
Yeah. I'm gonna take this line off.
Holy shnikes.
This sucks.
That's a mess.
Yeah. Big mess.
If something has a breakdown, we go look and see if something is bad. And if we don't want them to run, we just tell the judge and say they knock them out. Because we got 5 guys on the back of one of these trucks and you can't have any problems.
I mean, you're cruising down the track at 70 miles an hour in the back of this truck and somebody screws up. Somebody's going to get hurt.
People get hurt. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I've seen some hairy stuff happen. I've had the ladder get lost, rolled in front of it, turned my head, it shot right past me. The first time I got hurt, I was the last guy holding it, and it caught my knee. And I couldn't move, and it just twisted my knee.
I turned on the stick in efficiency, and I came in, and I lost my footing, and I slammed my chest into the hydrant. I chested first, and I was still trying to turn it on, and I guess I hit my face. That's the last thing I remember. And I just heard them call rescue for the track, and that's something when you're racing you never want to hear, even if it's you or one of your teammates, because that means that someone's usually hurt pretty bad.
So what happened to you? No, I got spiked in the leg by the ladder at practice on Tuesday. Had to go see the doctor, get a couple of stitches. Nothing big. Wrap it up, I'm fine.
Some of my injuries. Broken right leg, 3 concussions. I tore the muscle in my right calf, ripped the tendons in my left foot, other than numerous lacerations, contusions, and road rash. I had a few, yeah.
I mean, people get hurt. Any sport you have, and I don't care what it is, where you're competing against the clock is dangerous.
None of it's safe. From the kind of racing that I do, none of this is safe. If somebody told you to hang on the back of a pickup truck at 80 miles an hour and jump off, would you think that would be safe? I'd tell them you're crazy.
You're gonna jump off a truck that just went from 0 to 80 to 0 and get off real quick. You have to be a little bit nutty.
They really have to want to be there and want to do it. They will sacrifice anything to be there.
I wouldn't have gone through 7 knee surgeries, 2 ACL reconstructions, a broken arm, a broken ankle, impacted bones in my wrist if it didn't mean everything to me. I need a couple minutes. I'll be all right. I just need a couple minutes.
Dennis screwed up both his legs racing. And by all means, probably should not be on a truck. But I'm not going to take him off of it. If he wants to do the job and he's capable of doing the job, that's fine.
I'd rather tweaked it a little, yeah. Happens. Put some ice on it. Be all right in the morning.
Is that the knee?
Yep.
Is one of your knees worse than the other?
Nah. They're both fine. Both about the same percent as loss. 10% after everything's said and done. It's just a little tweak, but for me it's all mental, so I'm very protective of my legs.
You leaving, Dennis?
Yeah,
Where are you going?
I'm gonna go home.
Why? Practice is not over.
It's for me.
He's the captain of the team. He should be here. Even if he just sits right here, he should be here. He's the captain. That's how I feel. I mean, too many people do this. That's why we have a problem. But we'll get over it. We'll be here as a team tomorrow, and hopefully things will go good.
Field team racing important for the department?
Oh, yeah, keeps the department young, keeps them active, keeps guys coming around. Everybody stays interested. Get a good turnout at fire calls. Our tournament guys are some of the most active in the department.
We've improved tremendously over the last couple of months. Just go out there with the same determination that you started with or finished with the other night, and we'll do fine. You got to put numbers on the board. That's all we want to do.
Can you squeeze?
Get an ice pack.
Melted like this, like grabbed that whole arm, that whole wrist, and back, and hurry. I was like, please snap. I don't care if it's broken, I'm running.
You're gonna hit the ground, stay over it, you know. All that shit I've been teaching you for the last month. I was supposed to pay attention.
Howie! Mikey! Hey, Bobo!
Overtime for Lindenhurst, overtime. On the line to be number 46 on your program, the Bullfrogs from Main Brigade.
down. From what we saw, just one side of the ladder went in, the other followed in behind it. Just wasn't able to get onto the ladder straight, so she walked a little bit, and the ladder climber couldn't get on the ladder. So we'll get him on the next one. Take them one at a time.
They both got to do their job. But when one doesn't do it right, everyone gets screwed, so that's what happens. It's always one mistake every fucking day, so it doesn't matter who it is.
I told that kid everything. Told him exactly what to do in B ladder, and I did exactly the opposite because I wasn't focused.
Oh yeah, he's been given advice and he didn't take it himself. So, we'll get him in C, that's all.
It hit his side and took him with it, and took me with the ladder. And when I went in, instead of being over it, I was trying to get on it, and then I ripped away at the end. Fucking moving.
Yeah, it was coming down, man.
Just at the end, it fucking kicked out. I couldn't push down on it when I finally hit the ground. I got it and it just ripped me off.
All right.
No one person makes or breaks the team. The host team that I've been racing with for a while, everybody always gave 110%. I don't know if it was because I'm the leader doing the pushing, but personally for me, it's not fair to point fingers.
Time for Lindenhurst, 9.68, 968.
I think if you picked a team that was just winning all the time, how hard is it? I mean, everyone loves everything. It's tough to be losing and do this. And we don't even consider it losing. That's how much we refuse to lose. We don't even consider it losing. Just that wasn't our day. We won't even say it. We lost. Nope, it just wasn't our day. That's how we are.
We've had manpower shortages in the beginning of the year, so we didn't really get to run buckets for like the first month, which was really bad because that's a contest that takes a lot of teamwork and a lot of time. And we went into that with basically everybody on the ladder brand new.
There's nothing more that I despise than going to tournaments and going there and running 6 events. I hate that. If you're going there and you're going to run, go and run. You know, if you have the people, run it. Hey, what, you suck? You suck. You're showing sportsmanship. You're going out there, you're being a sport, you're having fun.
Yeah, right on my leg.
fill them up.
Hey, I thought the snails weren't running. Where's Mark? You know what?
Watch out. You had Christian and Slim, and you were up there. Everybody off the track.
This is really the only tournament that counts.
We started practicing in April.
Yeah, we start practicing the end of April, and it's 2 nights a week with a tournament on Saturday. We ran in the rain, we ran in thunderstorms, we ran in downpours. We worked real hard. We earned it. I've been running 24 years. It's my first state championship. This is just a tribute to the time that we put in, the dedication, and the love of the sport. And now we walk away champions.
The Snails didn't make it this year, but over the winter they'll forget about their losses and look forward to next season when 60 or 70 other departments will join them on the track to continue this culture and community, as they have for the past 125 years. They'll build on that brotherhood, they'll carry on the tradition, and of course, they'll race for glory.
Feeling in the world. That it is. The best feeling in the world. Nothing like it.
I'm not going to try and convince you why I do it. You'll never understand. If you got to ask, then you won't understand.
Everybody else makes a big thing of it that you're volunteering your time to do this for what? Well, if I got to tell you, you don't know.
And it's just great being down here. I mean, I love these guys. I love being down here.
All of my closest friends were met through the fire department and racing.
I think drill team racing's great. I think that, I hope it stays around forever. I think it's a big part of the fire service.
When you're coming down there and you see them flags flying and people clapping on the sides, I mean, you know you're looking good, you're looking sharp. They know you're Lindenhurst, they know who you are, they know your drill team, they know your fire department. I mean, that was a real proud moment to be able to do that.
Drill team racing. I hope it doesn't ever end for anybody, honestly. It's so much fun. People get a kick out of it.
You know, you grow up, you want to be a baseball player, a football player, which of course I wanted to be as well, but it turned out that this was my professional sport, and that's why I'm going to continue it until I can't do it anymore.
Well, I can't really see myself stopping from doing this. I guess I love it so much, you know, I'll be around here until they carry me away.
My biggest fear in life is that day I have to say, hit it for the last time.